All right, so this was just a random live stream check-in from RC Guy Garage. This is Shop Talk and Wrench, episode number 72. So we do have the DR10, and I am actually, I'm basically happy with it. I know it definitely needs some stuff happening to it. I think what it is the trying to figure out exactly what kind of tuning this thing is going to need. It keeps wanting to hook to the right. So I need to figure out, like, does that have to do with the motor's rotational force? Like, somehow, I don't know. Is weight balance off? What's going on? Stop it with the Siri stuff here. Yeah, I mean, it's something new to me for drag racing, and yeah, I gotta figure this out. I can't have a car that keeps wanting to consistently go to the right while I'm giving it left steering. Granted, that last hit on 3S that I did, that last hit, at least that was fairly straight, but that's because I was giving it left steer. Basically, like, right after I did the quick little burnout, I basically gave it left steer and just cranked the trigger. And I need to figure out, like, is it slipper clutch issues? Is it the fact that maybe the differential is too open? Is it shocks? Like, should I potentially load up one side of one of the shocks to just give it a little bit more tension, seeing that it's got those little replaceable, like, shims, because it has shock shims. It's not like it's a threaded collar, and I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know whether if I want, like, you know what I mean? I don't know if I want shims for shocks. That seems so, like, just so, like, old. I mean, the last vehicle that I had that had kind of, like, even any kind of shim, it actually didn't even have shims. It was my JRX Pro, and that I ended up using zippy ties. Zippy ties. That's right, zippy ties. I ended up using zippy ties because I don't know, I just couldn't get enough out of the springs, and I was too cheap to buy new springs. Maybe it wasn't the fact that I was too cheap. It probably was more like I just didn't have the money at the time. So I did everything that kind of went against everything that all the racers were doing, which used to kind of piss them off, because I would eventually be able to tune my piece of crap car, which that was one of the comments that one of the guys made. Thing looks like a piece of crap. And I was just like, yeah, it does. I said, you want to race? You know what I mean? I loved it. I loved it when somebody, like, came down on me, you know? I just want to jump in here. I don't even know if anybody's here, because this was, like, literally just a random, you know what? I'm just going to jump on. These late night ones are kind of good, because not everybody gets a chance to obviously come to COVID and Coffee. Some people fall asleep. Some people actually sleep. What the heck is wrong with you guys? What's that? There's no rest for the wicked? I don't know. Wicked? I don't know. Oh, we got 8 people watching. Mitchell's RC. God, what are you doing? Holy. Plasty Man. I'm going to be running out. Dude, I'm not going to have enough room for my idea for your name, brother. Larry, thank you very much for that super chat, man. That is so awesome. Mets RC is here. What is going on, Mets? Plus, sorry that I can't come to all your streams. Ah, dude, don't worry about it. Just do whatever you got to do. You know what I mean? You got to do what's important to you. The stuff is. I got to turn the volume down. Why am I listening to myself? I don't expect to see Chef Beardsley. Oh, there he is. Chef Beardsley's here. Yo, what's up? What's up, Chef? Ping's here. We got Chuck GRC. What's going on, guy? Hey, at least did I make you laugh on that video of the DR10? I saw you. Saw you say something, laughing out loud or something. Flying Fortress, guy. Shims are and adjusted. Right, exactly. Yeah, I know. You already paid for them. I know. I just I'm gonna do a I guess this is going to be a first time for me. I'm actually gonna bust open the manual. I'm gonna open it up and see if there's any. I wish I could have like that. I want to see if there's any enlightenment. Obviously it's gonna be. I'm actually hoping, right? Because I haven't gone online to check. I try to, like I say, I try to be as dumb as possible in that sense. Not checking out things first, like literally just trying to figure it out. Like I like the challenge. I sometimes get myself more pissed off because when things start going wrong, that's when things can go wrong. So I think my wife says that I'm my own worst enemy sometimes. I think she's right. She's smart. I am not. Let's see. How do I do this? Try to have like this thing in the shot, not necessarily looking at me. But I am going to actually open up this manual because like what Flying Fortress just said, the shims are there. Use them and see what kind of results you get. So I'm going to go that route. I'm not going to switch anything out. My obvious, like my first thing when I opened it up, I'm like took the pack. I'm like, that'll probably be the first thing that I switch out of the shocks. But it's like, why? Why switch out the shocks? Supposedly, Associated Shocks from memory are pretty good. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think most shocks nowadays are pretty good. But I do want to actually open up this manual. I haven't done a what's in the manual, I think, ever. So let's do there's all kinds of stuff in there. There's an owner's manual. There's the instructions for the radio. And I know Earl had, and then obviously somebody told me what those were. These are actually the bigger wheelie bar wheels. So those are the bigger wheelie bar wheels. Obviously it's got its couple Allen wrenches, kind of funky tool, whatever. So, yeah, let's open up this bag here and see literally what's in the bag. So today on RC Guy Garage Shop Talk and Wrench, we're actually going to, for the first time, open up a bag. I just want to see like what is in here. It's not like I've never opened an instruction manual, because obviously you open stuff just like every once in a while, like let's just say like from Habao or whatever. Obviously I've opened one so that I can at least view inside and I'm not being an idiot when I'm talking about it. So inside this pack, you obviously get, the typical four-way wrench there. Looks like 2 Allen wrenches, and then not sure what that middle thing is for. Whatever that, see what that middle thing is for? I don't know. I don't know what that middle part is for. Maybe in the instruction will tell me. It's got this little tiny thing right here. Reedy 30-time championship. This is probably the ESC is my guess, right? This the ESC? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, sensorless brushless motor. So This is actually talking about the Reedy motor, I guess. It says it's a powerful 4-pole centerless design, oversized bearings, high-strength rotor, hardened steel shaft, triple insulated windings, low resistance connectors. So, I don't know. There's actually a maintenance, huh? Installation and maintenance. Just clean the dirt off, I guess. Well, y'all know I don't do that, so that's kind of pointless for me. Obviously, a bind plug was in the package, and then the various like shim things here, which I don't think I brought my knife down. Oh no! Hey, I got this. I got this knife. I got literally this knife right here that pretty much punctured my brand new battery. This is the first time that 2S battery was charged, and the knife goes flying into it. I couldn't believe that. And then to actually see it on slow-mo and then zoom it in. So, see what we got here. So obviously we got a couple body posts in case they break, which I don't know. They're pretty flexible. I don't know. That's awesome, but I don't see them breaking. And like I said, I was told that these are the optional large size wheelie bars. Earl Moorhead, and then someone else told me that these. I think it might have been Jury. It was either Jury or it was Sergeant J. I can't remember. What is that? What the heck is that? That has got to be a servo. That's got to be a part of like the servo saver. That's what that's got to be. That's got to be like, yeah, that looks like servo saver kind of something. And then obviously varying degrees of thickness of shims going from the thinnest that you see right here to the thickest. And obviously, yes, they are stackable. Man, shims, come on. Why not just like an adjustable collar? Whoa, with live? What? Yeah, I know. You really hate YouTube. Yeah, YouTube's messed up, man. I don't know what they're doing. So this is the Team Associated XP 120 instruction manual, which there really isn't anything in here that I need to like know. At least I don't think so. I don't think there's any like hidden anything. Number 9. Number 9's the pistol grip handle. Make sure you know that. Number 13. What's number 13? The battery box. Number 1, obviously that must be antenna, right? Yeah, the antenna housing. Yeah, that was actually one thing that I didn't bring out, was the fact that it didn't have like a little antenna nub. It just, obviously it's just like a bump up. So I already want to do a I'm actually going to attempt to do a modification already. So other than my first mod, because you know, I already heavily modified my Mopar. I put plum crazy purple body pins on it. And obviously that's why mine was able to go way better than Earl Moorhead. No, I don't know. I lost the body pin and I'm like, you know what? This is a Mopar, so I'm gonna put plum crazy purple on it because it kind of deserves it. I'm pretty sure that was a color available, right? Alexa, was plum crazy purple a Mopar color? I won't know.
Here's something I found on the web. According to nightaliennews.com, if you love Mopar muscle cars, you're more than familiar with that violet hue.
All right, so they're calling it a violet hue. So I think it's plum crazy, right? I thought it was plum crazy because they had like they had like the crazy names. Plum crazy purple.
Showing pictures that match.
Yeah, Mopar. Yeah, of course. So while it wasn't like the exact purple, it was, I don't know. For me, it was like kind of throwback. And I do want to foolishly. And again, I know it's a weird like thing to want to do, but I do actually want to. I want to relocate those hood pins. I don't, and I don't know why, but you know, it's gonna obviously make my car. It's gonna make my car more unique, right? If I change it out and if I put the hood pins towards the front, I think I'm gonna feel better. I think like it's almost as if it's asking to have hood pins at the front here. You know what I mean? Because that's obviously where they were located, and it's already got the screws. So if I get like a tether, you know, the tethered body pins that they've got now, like either Arma or Red Cat or whatever, and I just do a tethered body clip, I think it will kind of, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's my car. You know what I mean? Make my car a little bit different because all the goddamn things look the same. I think that's what's killing it, is that everyone's car is going to look the same. And if I at least out of the box keep it, you know, as it's kind of designed, but just do like the little tiny things to just change it up, you know? I don't know. So what I was actually, they got stickers. All right, maybe this changes things here. It actually does have stickers associated. No prep. Area 51 design. That's actually kind of cool. But then again, throwing these stickers on there, it's just literally going to make it look like other people's RTRs. So maybe I'll just save these stickers for something else. We did open that already, right? No, we didn't. What is this for? What? So this is actually the ESC one. So, yeah, I don't need anything with that. All right, so what do we got? Oh, wow, what? It actually comes with a certificate of conformity. That's... What does that mean? What do you mean, certificate of conformity? What? Shen, look at that. Look at that right there. Shenzhen. Alpha product testing. So, what is that telling you right there? It's telling you where this is coming from, right? Shenzhen? That doesn't sound like anywhere in the USA there, team associated. Shenzhen? Shenzhen Alpha product testing. What does that say? China. Oh my God. Team associated. No wonder why. All right. It looks like a calendar. That has that kind of like calendar look right there. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Most of this garbage in here is not going to mean anything. But isn't that funny, huh? Team associated. Shenzhen, or I'm probably saying that wrong. Shenzhen Alpha product testing. Oh, you know why? Actually, I shouldn't feel surprised, but I actually am. There's actually a watermark on there too. There's a watermark actually on the on this little certificate of conformity. So obviously lists Associated Electric's address. So Earl, you know, if you want, send them a letter, snail mail. They'll receive it in about a year. I don't think that guy has still received that part. I am not happy about that. That's just not cool, man. You know, it's funny too, because I think that I said that. I said that when I opened this up, I didn't see any stickers made in China. So maybe I just didn't look hard enough. Because the certificate from China is right here. But it's still kind of neat, I guess, that it's got a certificate. Declaration of Conformity, the red directive. Do you guys see those black lines? Yeah, you do. It's the LED lights above me. Now, the only thing that I do wonder, right, is that on here it says Team Associated XP100, or I'm assuming that's an XP120. So what does that mean? Normally, whenever you'd see like a separate number, that would mean there's like possibly what, a version 2? So is this version 1 or version 2? Like maybe color-wise or something. I really don't know. I don't understand any of this. Title, the Executive Consultant Product Divisions, Ryan Curtis, Illinois. Now, see, here's funny. Look at the date on that. May 19, 2017. So what is this for? Yeah, look at that. May 16th, 2017. Is this thing that old? I don't get it. I don't get any of this. All right. What does that mean? What is this certificate of conformity? And then it's dated like 100 years ago. Not 100, 3 years ago. Isn't that funny though, huh? May 16th? May 16th, 2017? I don't know. Jury VR. I'm just gonna jump into the chat because I just happened to notice Jury VRC is he's doing the Tide Pod injections, which I heard is supposed to combat the coronavirus. So you heard it here. Start injecting those Tide Pods because it erases the coronavirus. It erases it from existence. Now, I had actually thought that this right here, I thought this was going to be an advertisement booklet, but I was wrong. It's basically just a single page thing. It says, don't just upgrade. No, don't just, I can't even read. See, that's why I didn't read. Don't just replace, upgrade. So they're already telling you to upgrade. Yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't think there's anything in this manual that is going to help me out. I don't think. Oh, well, maybe. Nah. This is just an assembly manual. So, yeah, nothing. Typical. Well, you know what? Actually, wait a minute. Testing camber with a camber gauge. So this is like, it's all literally stuff that you already know. To raise or lower the ball end by adding or subtracting washers. So even changing, so you can actually change the height, but of course they don't give you washers to change the height of the ball ends to adjust some form of camber. I don't get that. Are these, wait a minute, you know what's funny? I didn't even really look into this car. I literally just did a, what's in the box, throw a battery in it, and then see what happens. So, let's see. Let's see what's going on here. Is these, are these links like non-adjustable? Because that was something that I didn't even check. See, Earl's video, I think, went into way more detail than mine. Which that's why I referred everybody to Earl Moorhead's video. He already was at. This is Earl right here. This is his game. This is what he does. He's built several drag cars, so he's already got that working knowledge. Just even in the automotive industry itself. I mean, I have a working knowledge in the automotive industry as well, but probably not as in depth as Earl. Earl is 1 year older than me, so he's got me over a barrel on that. The body, so The shell, like the body shell. I feel the body shell is actually one of those body shells it's a solid shell, fairly rigid, like especially up in this upper structure. Definitely rigid there. The sides are flexible, which none of that matters. I'm not going 100 miles an hour yet, so no, it's all adjustable here. Camber's adjustable, so why are they talking about adjusting it up and down? Because it looks like the one that's on this backside here, it looks like that one's pretty close to touching that motor cover. It's not quite there, but that's why, like I said, that's why in the video I was telling you about the through holes for those little ball lengths, but they didn't provide like washers and stuff. You know, I don't think I need to go that deep into it. They've already got 2 shims on the rear shocks as it is right now. It looks like probably the thickest one, and then whatever the other one was that probably, I believe, was the thickest or close to the thickest one in the pack. So they've got the largest shims already in on these rear shocks. Front shocks looks like it's just the large shim that you see right here, potentially, on the front shock. I don't know. I do have to figure out my heat gun, or I could just spend $4 and go to Harbor Freight. Going to Harbor Freight sounds a lot more attractive. I like going to Harbor Freight anyway. Harbor Freight's got a couple good things. That bench vise is actually good. That hobby vise. Is that my lost body pin? I just found my lost body pin, I think. I'm still staying with the plum crazy purple. So I actually want to take these wheels off and I want to put them on drag bug to give it a try. I want to see if drag bug actually reacts any differently with these wheels right here. I also do want to fabricate a ladder bar, wheelie bar for the back for drag bug. I'll probably like braze it together or something like that. I don't know. I got a nice welding table. I could just use that. Maybe I could like somehow take the design of this and obviously, you know to get wheels or whatever. I don't know. But is the car sitting flat? It is. You know what I am seeing? There is actually there's actually toe on the back of this. There's toe on the back of this. That can't be good. It's minimal, but there is toe. So this right side's got some slop in it too. No, left and right side has about the same slop. If I want, you could get threaded shocks, yeah, but like people saying, just leave it alone. I'm sorry. Did I call you Jury VCR? I'm sorry. It's late, guy. It's late. Oh, wait a minute. Shade Tree RC, Tony is handing out earplugs. What? Yeah, because Earl took all the 20 million left on the planet. James George, what's going on, guy? Justin O'Neill. Let's see. Who else is here? Voodoo Trucking, send it. Yeah, it was sent. It actually did go pretty good, I thought. Something I do want to check. I do want to actually check the motor placement. I did not I mean, it might be fine now. It's obviously what I'm hearing is probably a metal pinion gear with a plastic spur. That's what my ears are hearing, but I could be wrong. So I do want to pop off this cover just to see what's actually behind here. But it did have that. It did have that like crappy alignment whine, like something sounded, kind of very minimally off. And the assumption is that is a plastic spur gear in there. So how about if we pop that cover off right now? I'll pop that cover off. Hopefully I've got the tools I need. You know what? Actually, Team Associated was good enough to actually give me supposedly all the tools that I need. All right, so I just want to pop this wheel off here. I'll use one of my paddle tires I actually never got a chance to use this year. What the heck, man? That kind of stunk. You get paddle tires, so those paddle tires are actually for my DBXLE. It was for snow. I was going to do some snow ripping. And apparently, snow ripping was out of the question for this year because, well, we didn't get any snow. And that kind of blew things. Whoa. I'm going to try to, I want to be able to see like the chat. This is all like messed up for me because I don't have my computer. I want to see the chat. I want to make sure that this is in frame. I've got my little iPad. Like it's literally like, the iPad is literally like right here. So I just want to be able to, see everybody. Phoenix RC, what's going on, guy? This is just what I need for my nightcap. A soothing voice, Bob Ross style. Happy trees, happy differentials, happy gears. You know what's funny is that people talk smack about Bob Ross, but he was actually you want to talk about talent, a very talented, happy artist kind of guy. And I did watch, some of his shows when I was a kid, just because I was into art. I liked drawing. Drawing was something I actually liked to do. People thought that I was going to be an architect because of how many like houses I would sketch out. Obviously, I would draw animals like birds and hawks and stuff like that. But I used to actually draw like what I would call, I think I would call it like my dream home. So I'm just going to grab a couple tools here and hopefully not yell too loud into the microphone because I'm basically eating the microphone right now. But just so it's easier for me, if anybody asks me a question, like see how Phoenix RC and then Jerry VRC, when they were trying to just say, hey, RC Guy Garage, if you do that @ symbol and then you do like my name, it puts a little red thing here so that I can, so like I said, so like I'm not trying to ignore you. That's not how I roll. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying. Just get to wrenching, guy. Shut up. All right, it's not that tool. Is it this one? No, it's not that. It's not that. It's not these two gargantuans. You know what it is? It's the one that's broken. I think it's this one right here. Are you gotta be kidding me? Do I not have the right thing here? This should be the one right here. I am not breaking open that tool bag. All right. So I suspect that obviously the pinion better be metal. If it's a plastic, could you imagine if it was a plastic pinion too? I don't even think there is a plastic pinion. But then again, I haven't been with Red Cat since the beginning of time, so you never know. And I know I'm taking this thing off, probably wondering why. I just want it out of the way just to get the cover off, just so there's no interference. I know I could bend it out of the way, but it's content. It's content, guy. Happy little screws. So I'll pull that out. Now I can go after it. Now I can take my sweatshirt off because I'm dying here. Much better. All right. We are here. Did anybody catch that in the video? Joking with Earl, whether if he was going to copyright strike me for his patent pending. I actually like it. I think it's funny. It makes him the unique. You know, it's his way of starting videos. All right. Ready? Are you ready for the reveal? So what do you guys think? Just out of curiosity, what are we looking at? Plastic? Are we looking at a metal pinion with a plastic spur? Watch me be wrong. It did sound like it was plastic, though. What do you think? Come on, guy. Plastic? Yeah, probably. Dude, ready? I'm afraid to look. Ah, it's plastic. That's all right, though, right? It doesn't really matter. But there's no, the mesh is so damn tight. Look at that. There's nothing. There's no motion. No motion at all. So I am going to loosen that up because, like, I could probably get maybe a feeler gauge on there. Or maybe I could get a dial indicator. Put a dial indicator on one of the teeth. Mount it to the body somewhere. Fortunately, nothing's probably magnetic on this. Maybe I could magnetize it to the battery. Put a dial indicator on there, and I do actually have one upstairs. But you want to talk about hundreds of thousands of, like, I don't even think it's that. Like, it's like so damn minimal that I do want to back that motor off. I don't like that tight of mesh. You could hear it. I could hear it too, and I just let it go because it was an OTB run, and that's just kind of how I do it. You know, certain vehicles you don't want to OTB. You know, like maybe that Habao Truggy, I definitely probably shouldn't have OTB'd that. I probably should have done a couple of things to it just because it's an older vehicle. Kel Robbins, good day, mate. What's going on, guy? Just passing through. Give a thumbs up. I definitely appreciate that. But why are you passing through? Hang out.
Just gonna ignore her existence.
No, she came over. I patted her.
She was whining because she's hearing you yell down.
I know. She could be down here. Do you want to open up that door? That way, if she wants to go outside, she can go outside.
No. The neighbors' kids are like screaming.
Which neighbor's kids?
The neighbors' children.
Oh, them? Oh, you mean the screamers?
They're outside. And they're
Are you serious?
screaming.
That's because there's no school anymore. The kids are just going wild.
Oh, yes, you're
Get out of here. No, you take her with you. Hey, get out of here. Go that way. Get out of here. No, you just lit me up. No. Yeah, you look at you. Yeah, I know. Oh. Ugh.
No.
Take her upstairs. Take her to your room.
No.
Well, I can't have her going out.
There's
No, go away. Oh my God, she just ruined. You laugh. I'm gonna make her go and sleep in your room tonight. Go. And she's like, you can't hate me. Oh my God. Oh.
Poor baby.
Yeah, poor baby. Poor me. What do you mean, poor baby? She doesn't care. Oh, it smells so bad. Can you stand it? Yeah, look at you being all cute. That was so bad. Oh my God. So that's one thing. So that's one thing about an English mat. Wow, this camera thing is dirty. Can I have like a paper towel, or is there like a blue thing over there?
Your paper towel's right
Yeah, but can you get like one of those blue rags? Yeah, look at that right there. What you got there?
What rag?
Down on the bottom. Blue or yellow?
How that's supposed to rag?
Yeah, these are clean. So that's one thing about sure it's like other dogs too, but with an English Mastiff, man, because she's so big too. What do you see right there? What is that? What you got right there? What you got right there? Huh? Is that gonna be another drag car? It's gonna drag car everything now. It's literally gonna be RC drag car garage. This is gonna drag car everything. Why not, right? Have some fun. Live a little. RC Flying Fortress. See? RC Flying Fortress right there. Adjust your body different with the adjustable body mounts to raise or lower the body to get it right. Right, exactly. But I think the thing that's annoying is that it's just because it's bent, and I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe it's a molding issue, but if I do take my heat gun, and if I do apply a little upward force, apply the heat to it, and leave it like maybe do like something that goes in between the lower arm just to kind of keep that in position, then at least it will be heated back to, I mean, look how far this thing literally like doubles back on itself. I mean, it bends pretty damn good. So maybe even if I left it like that, I could readjust it, but I know that I could adjust it by like what you said. You're probably right. It probably would be easier because those holes actually are pretty close. So, Flying Fortress guy, Flying Fortress, you might have hit the nail on the head there, guy. Stop overthinking it. Just move the damn pin post thing, whatever. So I do, like I said, I do want to I do actually want to give the little bit of motion here because it's nothing. So there's issue number one. You could hear it on the video. I heard it right away. As soon as the thing moved, I was just like, kind of shook my head, and I was just like, come on, guys. You serious? So let's see. So now, can you hear? I'm gonna give it a rotate. So this still a little tight. See if I can just back it off with like a pry bar. Pry bar. Just go right in here somewhere. Should be able to. I can't even get to. Oh, I can't get to the motor that way. Maybe over here. Let's give it a little pry out. Oh! Yeah, perfect. Now there's no mesh. Awesome. The other thing too is you know what? I think instead of doing that, I think I might take this whole diff out. You know what? I'm gonna take the diff out. I'm gonna reroute the wires anyway. I don't like how the wires are. So how about if we just how do we do this right? Get the battery out of here. The battery shouldn't be sitting in the car anyway. Battery should be outside in my truck box with all my other batteries. Yeah, right. But these wires, actually, I do want to reroute these. So I want to take them and put them through the shock tower higher so that gives me more access to the battery. I was thinking that middle hole initially, I might still do that, or I might just individually separate the wires. I don't know. But I think I want to take out this diff though. So let's see how this diff comes out. So I think I see a construction issue already. Yeah, I do. So I see a little bit of a build issue. quality control right there. The screw that's actually right there, that screw is actually, doesn't look like it's seated all the way. So the assumption is, let's take off, I guess, the shock tower here. Because in order to get this diff out, it's connected by, looks like this back plate somehow is connected. Something's oddly interlocked here. I don't know. I don't know how that's interlocked in there. But it looks as though, you know what? All right. I know I'm just talking, but it's just what I do. I talk myself into how to do stuff. You should see, like, when I'm not on camera, I literally do talk to myself. And I'm okay with that. So I'm going to take these couple screws out of here just so I can see what's going on here. To see how this diff is actually held on. Oh, look at that. And I'm blocking the camera. Could use my driver, but I think that's upstairs. So there is a little bit of plastic assembly quality control issues. Again, you got to expect that, I guess. I mean, you saw the certificate. So I'll pop these ones out. Pat Taylor, what's going on, guy? I could see the chat right here a little bit. And those screws, so these screws are actually longer. So these back screws are actually, they look like they're 3 millimeters longer than the other screws, or maybe 4 or something. Yeah, Earl might be getting some snooze time. Either that actually is True Boys on, because if True Boys RC is on, most likely that's where Earl is. Earl usually is hanging out with True Boys and Gap Coach, Life Coach. I think his name is Life Coach. And then there's like I think Deontay Hayeb. I don't want to mess up his name. All right, so there is something interlocked back here. So obviously we're going to be taking off the wheelie bar. And I am not going to look at instructions. I don't do it. It might screw me, but I'm okay with that. It's just screws. You know? I pretty much know where all the screws are coming out of, and just use my photographic memory and we'll be good to go. And if screws don't fit, hey, there we go. So that seems like it released something here. Something's releasing. All right. So that released out of there, but it didn't move the diff. So the differential is actually not bolted to this at all. So yeah. The heck? Oh, I see. I see. I see, said the blind man. So the differential looks like it's really deep in there. So the diff, it just literally floats. It's like a floating diff. It looks like it's only held on with 2 screws in the front. And then Man, I got to 2 screws in the front hold on the actual front of the diff cases, like the ear. It has ears on the front there. Huh. All right. So take off the wheelie bar. We'll go after it from the side here, I hope. No, actually, that's integrated. So we could take off these 2 top screws here, which this is actually looks like it's the backside support to the differential. It's actually connected to the wheelie bar. So I see how it's working. So it technically is like a wraparound type of deal. It basically it wraps the differential. Like all this structure wraps that diff. Should probably take off this wheel so you guys can see what's going on here. But I do want to try these wheels on Dragbug. Jack Brazier, thank you very much, sir, for that. You gonna take off, man? You gonna? All right, cool. I gotta write that down, man. Thank you, Jack. Definitely very much appreciated. Jack Jr. All right. An HPI Blitz. Yeah. Obviously, I have no idea. Earl definitely, this is Earl's territory here because he's like the slash master. So he, when he took off the cover, I think even when he looked at the bottom of the car, he saw slash. So I'm not sure. I have no idea what a Blitz looks like. So these are those top screws there. We're getting there. Looks like maybe if I take off possibly these 2 screws, is this going to release that bracket? I hope. Does that release something? No, it doesn't. So it literally wraps. So it literally wraps around the entire thing. So taking that off actually does nothing. Because this bracket right here for the shock towers, this bracket right here, there's 2 like bump ups, and the bump ups are what interlock the bracket into the differential slash, and I don't mean tracks of slash, the differential, I should choose a different word, the differential to the wheelie bar. So maybe if I take off these 2 screws down here, I'm guessing. So if I take off, ooh, that didn't feel good. That feels like almost pre-stripped. You better not be. Could be sand in it too. That's what this pick is for right here. See if there's any sand in those things there. Get the sand out. That better not be stripped. There we go. Now, I'm only taking this apart just because I want to see what's going on inside. I'm not going to change any fluids. I'm not going to do anything like that. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the spring preload first before I do anything else. I think that will probably be, at least I can iron it out that way. Just orange. What's going on, guy? Anna, what's going on? Oh, nothing's wrong with the car, actually. It's the brand new associated DR10. I want to see actually what's just point blank going on with the car itself. So there's nothing wrong with it. It's just more of a curiosity kind of thing. I just want to see, what's inside, what's making this thing tick. You know what I mean? So now that I've got those two screws out of there, looks like I will have to pop the motor off. I want to try and do it without, you know what I mean? Like I want to try and do it without taking like stuff completely apart. So I got two screws at the top there. And then it looks like maybe, because I'd have to pop those links, and I really don't want to pop those links. There is a screw that's actually right inside of there. Not sure if you can see that. But that screw goes all the way to, I think does that go all the way to the motor plate? I think that goes all the way to the motor plate. I can't tell. Maybe it just screws into the thing here, into the diff case. Oops. And that should just pop. Yeah, that's a pretty long screw. So it looks like that's potentially going all the way. Yeah, that definitely goes all the way. Holy moly. I don't know if you guys can hear that. You can hear the kid screaming. Yeah, that's a pretty good sized screw right there. So we'll leave that over there. Keep that on that side. That way we know those screws are for that. And then, let's see. This probably locks down, so I probably will be taking... Let's see. Do I have other screws? Seems as though... Seems like the diff is kind of disconnected. So I have to take the wheelie bar and bracketry and everything off. There's two front screws here. So if I take those two front screws off of there, then that, I'm hoping will allow the wheelie bar and this whole bracket. What do you want? Do you need to go out? If you go barking at people, you better not. Go that way. Not out here barking. Don't go barking at people. You be good. Daisy, be good. So if I take out these two front screws here that are in the actual shock tower brace, then this whole structure, I'm hoping, is just going to drop right off. I don't think I missed any screws for that. definitely not that size. And I don't know if it's that size. See, I can't see because the camera's kind of in the way. Nah, it can't be that one. It's definitely not that one. Is it this one? Come on. There we go. Now, Jury, why do you, when you say that your hobby shop is closing for good, do you mean that it's like closing down? Like it's like closing down? Like for good? Or just for COVID good? John Wick, what's going on, guy? Like going out of business? Closing down? There we go. Now it releases. There we go. All right, cool. Now I'm just going to disconnect the motor. Slide that away. Now we can get to our diff here. And I already lost the other wheel nut. Nope, it's right there. Daisy, are you back? Daisy. I don't know where she is. I thought I heard her come in. You don't have to come in. You're fine. You can stay right there. Yeah, it is. It's a nice. Did you? I don't know if you saw. Did you get to see the video of it? The body of it is definitely kind of cool looking. So there's our wheelie bar. Now I can just pop this off, I hope. Yep, there we go. Pop this whole thing off, and that way I can reroute the wires, put the wires where I want them to go. Wheelie bar's out of here. You literally came in here to fart? What's wrong with you? Go outside. All right. So now, to get the differential off, it's obviously going to be these 3 screws here. So you've got, oh, not even showing it on camera. So to get the differential off, it's these screws that are right here. It's one screw there, one screw there, one screw there. It's a triangle pattern. And you can basically just look and see. It's normally the way like these motor plates are held on. So I'm going to want to take off my spur gear. So that is going to require, I think, this. So that might be what that tool was for. That tool that they gave me is probably for this nut. Not even in frame. So get a good look at the slipper. That is a piece of metal that's up against a knurled nut. Pull this off as kind of a unit. So here's your friction material for your slipper, both left and right side or front and back, however you want to look at it. These are your discs for your slipper. They are exactly the same, so you're not going to get confused. Everything is so brand new. I could have probably adjusted the slipper too. That may have made it work a little better as well. So now we can go ahead and loosen these screws right here, which are the ones, not these ones. Sorry, it's these screws, not those screws. Those screws are for the differential or the gear case, transmission, whatever you want to call it, not differential. So we'll take these screws out, if I can find the right driver here. What did I do with it? Ah, here it is. So these 3 screws right here, these are the ones that are going to separate the transmission. It's not a differential. Separate the transmission. It's just the way I talk. All the words just crash into each other, and I know what I'm saying. It's just nobody else knows what I'm saying. We'll get a look inside. We'll see what we've got, whether we have metal gears inside or whether we're dealing with plastic. Maybe it's kind of good to know. Have I? Yes, I did. I actually ran it today. Guy, take a second and just watch a video, will you? I did run it today. I ran it on 2S and 3S. It went very well on 2S. 3S obviously started to give me more slip in the wheels. However, when I did do my last burnout, it went fairly straight. So I need to figure out whether if it's tuning on shocks or if it's literally the diff being so damn open that that's potentially causing an issue. So this is the transmission of the DR10. Don't even ask me if it looks like anything else. I have no idea. I'm not familiar with Reedy here, so I used to know. Yeah, it looks like an RC10 transmission. I don't know. I think they like kept probably the basic design or something. I don't know. So this is what's called the input shaft or input shaft. It's what the slipper clutch attaches onto. It what gives you the slip or the grip. These are your drive cups that go to your dog bones. And it looks like we've got a series of 5 screws that are holding this case together. I'm going to pop these screws and hopefully just pop off this side of the case to see actually what's inside. We're going Bob Ross style here. Happy little screws. Wait a minute. Tony, turn your notifications on to my channel. That way you'll know whether if I ran it or not. That's got to be tough, man. When you're a big channel and you've got a lot of followers, to have notifications on must completely annihilate your email. It must annihilate just even your phone device, your tablet, because having notifications on, the thing must be literally buzzing, farting, beeping, flashing, whatever your device does 24/7. You probably got to shut it off. So these screws probably are the same. I'm going to take a guess. Guessing all of these screws are the same. Yeah, they look like they're the same. So I'm just going to buzz them out about the same distance, and then this top side of the case should just come off. Here we go. Here comes the reveal. Oh, we are Metal Gears. Sweet. So at least inside the transmission, we are Metal Gears. I just got to look. Oh, what is that? Piece of something came out of there. That's a piece of metal. So, out of this transmission, when I just opened it, that little tiny tick leg of a piece of metal actually came out. That is metal. Want to know how I know it's metal? I'll get a magnet. So we got shavings. Ready? Here's the magnet. It should go right to it. Yeah, well, took a little while, but it's there. Now it's stuck on it. So there was a piece of metal in there. Look at that right there. See that? So I have no idea what's going on inside this transmission for there to be a little tiny piece of metal that just flew out of there just by just cracking this open. Okay, so it's this piece that's coming off. No, it's not. It's plastic gears. Oh, it looked like it was metal. Just peeking inside, it looked like it was metal gears, all shiny. There's no lubrication in here. Not that there's really much room for it, but there's nothing. That's nothing for lubrication. So it is not a Metal Gear transmission like I was thinking. And even this gear right here actually has a funky look to it. Everything's got bearings, but there's no lubrication in here. Zero lubrication. So I'm definitely going to put lubrication in it just because. Just a very light amount. It's not like you need a lot, but I am going to use an oil just to lube this up. And this differential is like pretty much free spinning. Yeah, I don't know what the heck would that piece of metal come from then? If this doesn't have metal gears, what did that piece of metal, why did the piece of metal come flying out of this transmission? Maybe it could have been a little piece that came off of the end of one of these gear shafts. I suppose that's a possibility. Everything does have bearings. I am going to put oil in here, 100%. That's wicked dry. I'd rather see oil in there and have it bleed out than to have nothing in there at all. So we just got to leave things as is. I am going to put oil in it, though. So I'm going to do that right now. Just for myself. I want oil in it. So what kind of oil could I use? Probably will use a shock oil. Oil's oil. I don't even have. Do I have an open bottle of shock oil here somewhere? Yeah, I could use this shock oil right here. This might work. All right. Here we go. I'll just use this. This was leftover shock oil from the Kyosho build. I'll just put a couple drops of this in there. Put it inside on that bearing surface, like where it was where that shaft goes into, where the bearing pocket is. I'll put some oil on that right there. So right where this pocket is, right? That's where I'm going to put the oil for that. And then the same thing with this gear right here. I'm going to put just a little bit of oil right in that little pocket right there. Just a couple drips. Nothing crazy. Just like that. It was like 20 drips. Here I am. Nothing crazy. Yeah. Much better. Put a couple drips in here. And that should do it. Throw this gear back in there. And I think this will be a slightly happier transmission now. Maybe I'll even just do a little extra right there. Right like that. What do I say? Like Bob Ross would say, happy little gears. So I think we're good there. I don't think I'll bother putting any oil on this side. That should be fine. But that is funny though, huh? That little piece of metal came out of this transmission when I cracked it open. It almost looks like it could have been like from a screw thread, but it did come out when I cracked open the transmission. So I don't know, maybe it was hanging on somewhere. I suppose that is possible. This transmission is definitely going to leak oil. It is definitely not a very well sealed transmission. So let's just button this thing up and just know that it's going to be pissing fluid. Heading to bed, guys. All right, man. Flying Fortress, thank you for coming by. Definitely appreciate it. Are you gonna be in for COVID and coffee tomorrow morning, or are you out? Smoky's RC. Earl Moorhead, guy, what's going on? We got the DR10 all blown apart. Catastrophic failure. We got pieces. Nah, just kidding. There actually was a piece of metal that came out of my transmission, though. When I cracked open the transmission case, that little piece of metal right there popped out. And I'm not sure if it's from the inside of the transmission. It would seem too much of a coincidence that it wouldn't be from the inside of the case, because as soon as I cracked the case open, it literally dropped out of the case. So who knows? Maybe that was like, what's that? All plastic tranny? Right. Well, no, there is one metal gear. This gear is metal. And we don't know what's in the, obviously, the differential better have metal in it. Could you imagine if that was all plastic? But it's fine, though. I mean, plastic does hold up. It's definitely not going to be like something that Earl could slam 6S through. Earl, do not 6S this transmission. We got too much plastic. Again, you know, being my first drag car, I have no idea. I'm not afraid to admit I don't know what should be in this. Metal gears sound great. Wow, this transmission's already stripping out. That's pretty junk. So the transmission's already stripping out. I literally wasn't even torquing it down either, so that kind of that's garbage right there. So be careful putting the screws in. Don't apply too much force. Just know if you do put fluid in it like I did, I didn't put a lot, but I did put enough to where I feel happier now that, there is some type of lubrication inside of here. Just know that this transmission case doesn't even have any kind of like a ridge on it that would help seal things together. It just basically just clamps together. So at least I didn't see a ridge. You probably could silicone it, but why even bother? They probably have an upgraded metal transmission that you can buy anyway. But I'm definitely happy now that I saw the inside of there. So we do have 2 plastic gears in here. We have a plastic idler gear. We have a metal, obviously. We have a metal input shaft with a gear on that. And then obviously the differential itself. The differential is plastic and it binds. So this actually binds. It's very slight. You feel the bind. You feel a bind here. So when you rotate here, you can actually feel a bind. But also being a plastic gear too, who knows? Well, actually, who knows? Maybe there's more of these metal shards in there. But being a plastic gear anyway, it is also going to break in. So this whole transmission still needs to, in a sense, break in to kind of become more free. But that is kind of funky how there's definitely a hard spot right there. That's interesting. Oh, wait a minute. See it right there? Check it out. It's locked. See right now? See how the input shaft is not turning? So right now, something inside caused that transmission to bind. Look at that. Because that input shaft right now should be turning. So I actually want to take this apart again. Suck. I don't want to have to take it apart again. So something's in there. And you saw nothing touched the ground, so there's no dirt in there. But something literally just locked up the gear. And I want to see what it is. Park the car? Yeah, I know. Park the car at Harvard Yard. It's all the Bostonian in me coming out. Because I'm happy, Happy little trees. Happy little screws. So something right now is binding that transmission. Oh, it just freed up. But I want to see if I can see what's going on in there. Maybe there's another one of those metal shards somewhere. Oh, Clodbuster gears do pretty good? Yeah. I know, plastic gears are fine. That's what I'm saying, but still, you'd still like to see metal gears. But for a 2 to 3S vehicle, I guess that's fine, right? I think all these are out now. Let's check out and see what is going on here. Why did that seize up? Right there. Right there. So metal definitely came out of this. You see it right there? Do you see that? See those black specks? That's what the gear's getting hung up on. So somehow during the manufacturing process or whatever, this metal crap right here, which look at that. I think there's another piece right there. This metal crap, it's kind of like the what bike manufacturer was that? Dirt bike manufacturer that somebody was taking a ball bearing and sticking it in the transmission case, and that eventually the ball bearing would work its way out of the the little pocket and destroy the transmission. I forget what company that was. But we're going to get a razor blade, and I'm going to pick those pieces of metal out of there. Or maybe I can pick it out with this pick. Right there. Pieces of metal inside. That's one of those shavings. See that? That's what was getting the gear hung up. Those two tiny little shavings right there. I'm going to check the other gear while I'm at it. Looks like there might be something right there, too. I don't know what that was. Rest of it seems all right. Kind of makes me worried now, because if I'm finding those shavings in the gear, could the shavings be potentially inside this case as well? Let's find out. I know I just oiled this up too, but let's see. Look at that. Right there. Is that a piece of metal? I bet that's a piece of metal. See it? It is. I think it is. Let me get the magnet. If I put the magnet through this paper towel, is it going to stick to it? All right, so no, that's not a piece of... All right, so that one's not a piece of metal. Woo! All right, so it looks like we're all right for there. But whatever those pieces... Look at that. So look at what just dumped into my hand. Now that is plastic, right? Oh no, that is metal. Are you kidding me? That's more metal. That is a metal shaving that just came out of the transmission. So that means, is that one metal too? See right there how there's a couple pieces on there? Look at that. More metal. So there's metal shavings in the transmission. That's not cool. Ah, Team Associated guy. What the hell? All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to actually take this all apart. I'm going to pop out the bearings. I'm going to check the rest of the case. I'm going to see what's going on here. That's really not cool. So these are metal shavings that we're actually pulling out of here. That one piece was plastic, but the rest of these pieces, these are metal shavings that are coming out of this transmission. And that's why it's great that I'm doing this live, because it's not like somehow I could like magically cut the clip and go, oh, hey, look at metal shavings. You literally see it right here. And I'm not Peter McKinnon, so I can't like do magic tricks. So that's just a bummer, though. That really is a bummer. That's probably a metal shaving too, right there. So I'm not seeing anything else. So far, the shavings were just in this large pocket right here. Seems like the rest of it's all right. That still kind of stinks, though. And there actually, I am wrong. There is a channel. So there actually is a channel that the case slides into. So I'm just going to clean this off. See if anything comes off of this. Nope, nothing. Nothing. So it looks like that's all right. And I just oiled it too, man. So I'll check this gear. See if there's anything here. That gear looks fine. I'm going to just kind of toss it just like that. The way things stay in camera. Whoops. Oh no. Pull out the idler gear. We'll check this out. I will get a fresh paper towel. Or a fresh piece of silver. Just give the gear a quick little check here. I don't see anything in the teeth. I do see a deformed gear though. See the white? Can you see the color difference right there? So this gear right here, this tooth has a white oddity to it. It could be like, I'm not sure how this gear is made, whether if it's like one of those pour-in plastic or whatever. But it could be just the plastic itself. I'm not assuming that the gear is failing. No shavings in that, so that's fine. I'm going to pop off this idler shaft. We'll clean that up. The bearings smooth? Good question. They probably are, but I can definitely check. I need my needle nose pliers, which are where? I gotta grab my needle nose. My dog will not move. She always does this. She hovers right around me, and then when I go to get up, she doesn't move. Oh, there we go. Needle nose, they're right here. I'm assuming the bearings are fine. So this is the input shaft bearing. Input shaft bearing is mint. So I am going to reinstall the input shaft bearing. Make sure it's seated all the way. Yeah, that's actually fine. The bearing for the idler gear. That side's fine. And that side's fine. So those bearings are fine. I'm going to pick out that bearing right there. Of course, my 45 pick is missing. I got a 45 pick that picks out these kind of bearings right here. So there we go. So let's check this here. Open the diff while I'm at it. No, I refuse. Open the diff. No. Are you crazy? So let's see. Any metal shavings here? Nothing so far. Good sign. So it looks like this side is actually fine. So I'm going to reinstall that bearing there. And use my pen cap to go ahead and seat that bearing in place. This side is the side that I want to put a couple drips in. Do it there, do it there. Reinstall our idler gear shaft. Just like that. So all the bearings seem fine. I'm going to put a drip there, put a drip here, put a drip here, and then just seal it up. Always grabbing the wrong one. Just be careful and don't over tighten this like I kind of like already did. Something kind of looks funky about those threads right there. What is that? Do you see that on there? You see that? Look towards the middle. I don't know how well the camera does it. Look towards the middle right here of the screw. See right here? See how right in the center of the screw? It looks like... It almost looks like there's something over the threads. Do you see it? I don't know if I can do this right. It's literally, it starts right here and goes from here all the way to about there. What the hell is that? Oh my God. Is it something that screws off? Whatever it is, it's coming off, I think. No way. Check that out. Check it out. It's like a helicoil. This is where the metal's coming from. Check it out. It is literally, it's almost like a micro helicoil. Oh, there it goes. Gone forever. See that on there? Of course, the camera's not going to show it, is it? How do I do this? It's like a friggin' helicoil. Check it out. See it? Come on. Well, it's there. It's like a helicoil. That's where those metal pieces are coming from. So these metal pieces are inside the transmission from the threads of the screw. It's like a helicoil. Holy smokes. Look at that. That's not good. You can see that. You guys can see this, right? Is this camera not showing this right? It's like a damn spring. It's like a friggin' helicoil. Sorry about my language. But I'm just kind of annoyed. There we go. I spread it out a little bit. Look at that. Focus. Well, anyways, you can see it. So, the threads that are left on the screws, like almost like a helicoil, are what's somehow getting into the transmission. Nice. Wow. I mean, not that it matters. At least I'm finding it, right? I ain't even checked to see if this transmission is smooth yet. I'm going to wait until all the screws are screwed down. You know, let's just randomly pop out another screw, see if there's another helicoil in there. Since when do you see a helicoil screwed onto a screw and then used? That's a riot. All right. Let's crank this bad boy down. We'll give this transmission a couple of spins. That's tight. That's good. That's kind of stripped. That one's kind of feeling stripped. And this one, yeah, that one's stripped too. So you know what? What the hell? Come on. I didn't even torque that down. So I wonder if there's one of those little thread things on this screw as well. There is. Right on the end. Look at that. Right there. It's metal. Check it out. Ready? It's metal. See? Oh, man. So you know what? I'm going to contact Associated. My transmission case shouldn't be stripped already just because they had helicoils in there. It's not a helicoil, but my transmission shouldn't be stripped out. Like, that pisses you off. You know what I mean? Come on, guys. Dude, are you serious? This is Associated. This is Team Associated, a supposed USA company. But obviously this thing is nothing US. Not that it would make a difference anyway. Probably wouldn't matter if this was made in the US anyway. So my transmission gear is stripped out, or my transmission box, gear case, whatever you want to call it, is stripped out not because of me, but because of helicoil. Because of the extra threads that were, you know what, I'm going to pop out that one that I think is stripped. We're going to see if there's some threads on that one too. There's nothing on this one. You can tell right away. So this one is just point blank stripped out. They must have built this transmission on a Monday or a Friday. I will be calling Associated tomorrow. Actually, China is awake right now. Is there an Associated in China that I can call? All right. Well, let's just see if this binds now. Like I said, at least this is alive. I've got proof if they want to see it. So I'll spin the input shaft first just to see if we get any binding. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Whatever, man. I guess with plastic, it must be that idler gear. Whatever I was seeing, the defect on that idler gear, I bet that's what I'm feeling, because if I'm picturing the gear rotating, yeah, right there, it's bound again. Check it out. Well, whatever, man. It's definitely not a smooth running transmission. I mean, we're not talking like, at least this isn't like, something real. It's an RTR, man. Just get over it. I just don't think I like binding, though. It's literally, it's that idler gear, I bet. Because I'm picturing the idler gear rolling. And it seems to be, right there, it's locked up again. It seems to be very consistent. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it gets to that point where I could picture where that idler gear is rotating, and it literally just locks up. See it? So that's when the diff actually starts to turn the other way. And it should wear itself in, if that's the case. Like I said earlier, it should still wear itself in. But just know, I guess, that there's pieces of metal and stuff in your transmission maybe that shouldn't be there. Enough of my wine bagging. It's time to put this thing back together. It's all oiled up. At least, now I feel better that there's some type of a little bit more lubrication there. Will it be a little bit more cleaning? Yes, it will. It's no big deal, but I'd rather have just a little bit of oil in there than be bone dry like it almost pretty much was. So some people will say that if it's dry, it will actually spin freer, and you're right in a sense. But for me, I am happy to have just a little bit of oil in there. Okay. That was it. Brought to you by Investigator's Garage. That was ridiculous. Now, obviously, when it comes to a slipper clutch, do not get that oil on any part of this slipper assembly. Like, obviously, like, you want to try and wear, like, I know this sounds really dumb, but you don't want oil on these slipper surfaces, whether if it's on this disc right here or anything. You want to make sure that everything's nice and clean. That's why it's probably a good idea to go ahead and use gloves when you're putting this part together. That way, because I can obviously feel the oils on my fingers right now, and the oils will get on that slipper and pretty much cause it to not operate correctly. So we're going to reinstall the transmission back to where it should be. If I can remember how it goes. Oh yeah, it goes this way. Line up the 3 holes. It actually clocks in there. At least it felt like it did. It felt like it clocked. It does. You know what it does? Yeah, it actually does clock into position. That's kind of cool. All right. So now we will put our 3 screws in, which are over here. Use the right driver. RC Guy, Voodoo Trucking. Only room for 1 drag car in the garage. Yeah. Oh my God. I do, I got that timing system coming, the DTS-10 coming, so that'll be kind of cool to have. Like I said, man, I wasn't kidding. I'm gonna turn my front yard or road into RC Guy Garage Dragway. Way. I wasn't kidding. I'll do it. Block off the road, tell people to go the other way. I am the president. And my neighbor next door that said, oh, that thing screws, he's the vice president. We live literally across from each other. It's awesome. We're going to take over the neighborhood. You know what would be awesome? All right. So I actually even just have, now granted this is a copyright infringement, but I actually have the theme song for RC Guy Garage Dragway. Way. It would literally be Sanford and Son playing in the background. Now, if you don't know what Sanford and Son is, just type in Sanford and Son intro, and that right there, that could be RC Guy Garage's Dragways like theme song. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Like I said, you just got to have fun, man. You see the smile on my face? That's what literally, like, I hope you guys have. I hope you guys are, like, laughing along with me and crying at the same time. Like, what the hell, man? Bound up transmission. I mean, it's not going to feel it. I know that. I know it's not going to feel it. My fingers are feeling stuff that the car itself or the motor is never going to feel. Eventually, it is going to create enough wear to that binding is going to be gone, but I do not like the fact that because of helicoil, that's what I'm calling it, because my transmission had helicoils in it, that it just shouldn't be. It's kind of like, I guess, Earl's body, same thing, you know? It shouldn't be. Send me a transmission case. Send me an upgrade, you know? Send me an upgrade, yeah. Send me an all metal transmission. That'd be cool. Reedy probably has that. They got the money. All right, so we're gonna I am not going to use gloves, even though that's what I said. But I am going to go ahead and install this just like this. Or not. Here I am telling you, don't touch it with your fingers. Yeah, of course. We'll just do it off camera. That way it looks better. Get our little friction disc, touching it by the edges. Put that into place. Touch our pressure plate by the edges. We will put that into place somehow. Just like that. We'll make sure that disc goes into place. The little pie disc. All right. Let's just shift that over. Come on, get in there. Get in there. Hey, look at that. Perfect. We'll get our pressure plate spring. Or just our spring adjuster. We'll crank that bad boy down. Now, I don't know what kind of pressure I should be putting on this. I guess I'll just have to figure it out. So we'll just leave it right there for now. We'll see what happens. I'm going to shift that motor into place so that we have a better mesh than what we had. Oop, a little bit too far. That's a little too loose. Still a little too loose. And that might be it right there. I don't know if you can hear that. I might back it off just a little bit. think I like that right there. Now, as long as that stays, I think, wrong one. I think I'll be happy if that stays right where it is, right? Come on. My eyes are getting bad. Daisy, are you serious? I know it moved. So I'm just going to give it a little weasel out. She literally just lit me up again. She's just right underneath me. Just dropping them. God. So I think what I'll do is I'll keep something in there as a wedge. Dog, I love you, but you are killing me here. Come on. Stop messing with me here. I want it a little bit tighter than that right there. So I'm just going to give the motor a couple of little taps. A little bit tighter. I think it's a little bit too loose. I gotta tighten. Good enough. Good enough. So I'm definitely happy now. I'll show you. I think I can show you on camera. I definitely am happy now with this play that we've got. It's very, very minimal. But at least now we shouldn't have that tight binding whine that we had earlier today. That odd, like, I know you heard the whine in the video. And I went to go say it, but then I realized that I just never ended up saying it. So, but we'll see. We'll see what the difference is. 10-hour live stream here. Let's back off this camera here. I need a break. So how is everybody? Who's even here? We got 45 people here. This is a record. Or I think 46 was the record here. 45. Wow. And I'm not even talking to anybody. That's the best. Jerry B. We had 54. Are you kidding me? Dude, that's a record. 54 is a record. Yeah, still rent. Dude, it's all together now, though. Trainees all together. Pulled out pieces of metal. I don't know if you were here. Wow, 54. I got to write that down. That's literally a record for my channel. 54 people. That is awesome. Wow. That's crazy. Like, who was here to be 54 people? It was, oh, wait a minute. So it was 55? Mitchell? Nah, now you're messing with me. Was it 55? There was 50? Well, either way, we're in the 50s. All right. Either way, we're in the 50s. That's not too bad. Wow. The door's open if you need to go out and go fart outside. Go fart outside. Don't stop. Look at her. Look at her. This is what she does. What are you doing? What are you doing? What? Don't look at me like that. What? What? I know. But it's that end right there. It's that end. I don't like that end. I don't know what's wrong with you. Anyway. Am I still happy about the DR10? I'm basic, man. I'm very basic. Yeah, I am. Cause I had a blast with it. I'm still smiling. Got 50-something people here. 42 now. Cause I'm opening my mouth. It is what it is, you know. I am going to call them though. I'm going to tell them, hey, your transmission had freaking pieces of metal in it. What's up with that? And it wasn't a gear. It was literally leftover threads from when the machine made the junk screws that you threw into this transmission. And I know it's not them either. I know it's not like associated from what? They're out of California. Let me look at my certificate. So it says on the certificate, I think it said California, right? I don't even know what the certificate is. So somehow I got to figure out contacting Associated and just say, hey, just literally got the DR10, did a live teardown of your transmission because, well, I just wanted to see what was inside. And I found pieces of metal. Here, you want me to mail the pieces of metal to you? Send me a stamp. And while you're at it, why don't you send me the upgraded transmission as a replacement? I'll do a proper review on it. What the hell? And here I thought I had the golden egg here. I thought, you know, my DR10 was meant. It's still good though. I'll rip it tomorrow. Obviously the binding in the transmission, that's plastic. You know what I mean? Tolerances are probably just that much less. But there was that white oddity on that idler gear, and I think that potentially is what the issue was with the transmission. But point blank, seeing those metal filings in the gear, I don't know. Was that part of the issue? Do I know that a piece of metal actually came out of the case? It's debatable because it could have come out as I was popping out the cover, but there still was metal inside that case. It wasn't a lot, but still, that's wrong. And for my case, and for my transmission case, because it had that extra row of threads on it, that stripped out. I mean, you saw it. I put the screws in and literally with a baby's touch of my fingers, screwing it in. I could have just twisted the shaft of the screwdriver and it was just almost free spinning. Right when it got down to where it would have tightened, it just bailed out on me. So you got to look at it this way too. It's only $320. So it's an RC. It goes like what Earl said. It's actually the first RTR drag race vehicle. So I don't know. What do I know? I don't know. I'm still going to have fun. I'm still going to rip it. But I'm going to bitch at him. I'll be like, dude, what the hell? Send me some parts or something. Make me happy. Don't make me unhappy. My subscribers would not like me being unhappy. You guys. What's in the... What's in... Right. What's in the... Dude, look at Earl, okay? Literally, how this started, this wasn't even going to be that. I was joking around. I was literally like... It started off as what's in the bag because I literally never did an unbagging of a manual. At least I don't think I have. I know I've opened up a Habao manual just so I could see what was inside. Their manuals are pretty good. Their manuals blow away this Associated manual. And it's all good English, too. Parts, like numbers are clear, everything. But I was just joking. I'm like, hey, let's just open up this bag and see what's in it. I have never done it. I'm going to need those shims for the shocks anyway. I was talked into just using the shims instead of swapping out shocks because what's the point? Why put money into it? Just leave it as is and just try to tune it. I'm having, I don't know if you saw actually you did see the video, Earl. Obviously the car is hooking to that right-hand side. If I give it left steering, I can counteract it, but is that really how it should be? Shouldn't it be more hooking up more evenly, as if I guess I just want to play with the shocks first, adjust that spring tension, see if that helps, see if it gives a little bit more power to whatever wheel is slipping or whatever the hell's going on. And then obviously, opening up that differential, that was secondary. I just wanted to see. And then literally, I mean, you already know with yours, the thing friggin' free spins like crazy. So, should it be locked? With this kind of vehicle, I don't know if it should because of how independent that rear end is. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, should it be locked down? Should it be a posi diff? I don't know. For this application, I have no idea. That's why Earl Moorhead needs to do a Drag Race for Dummies series. But I'm just gonna try a couple shims in the shocks. It's very consistently just launching to the right, so we'll see if spring tension can compensate for that. The one tire burn that I did, the last tire burn that I did, that actually launched pretty straight, but I also had pretty much full left steering to get it to go straight. And it did go straight with full left steering. So, anyways, we are guys, no manuals, no manuals. But I had to read it right to tune your gyro, which I didn't have to. I just turned you already know. I just turned the dual rate down and it seemed mint. Maybe your gyro was your gyro like full on or something like that, because I don't know what mine's supposed to be like, because all I did was just mess with the dual rate on the steering and it seemed to calm everything down. I feel like that's what I like about, like, and I'll say it this way. I feel like that's what I like about our channels. I should say it that way because it's more. It's. I'm not saying other channels aren't real, but there are channels out there that fake it, and I don't know, man. I feel like I'm not. I'll be the dummy. I don't care. You know what I mean? But what do I got to lose? I got nothing to lose. I mean, I never drag race an RC car. I have ever dragged race my Camaro and my Trans Am and my 79. Not at a track. But have I ripped it? Hell yeah. But it's way different. RC, I have no idea. I have no clue. It's all different. You know what I mean? Because obviously, if I was to lock the diff, it then creates a turning issue. But does that really matter? It shouldn't matter because this is a drag race car. So like my tendency is to think that the differentials, it should be pretty close to locked, if not fully locked all the way. But if that's the case, then why didn't they? Why didn't they lock that? Why didn't they put a spool in place of differential gears so the thing could turn? Are they planning on this being like, was this transmission from another platform? Probably. Maybe that's why. check my new video on my repairs today. It's good. I definitely, Earl, I actually watch all your videos, like, obviously not from 4 years ago, but I do watch, like, basically all your videos now. Lock it. Everybody's saying lock it. Your gyro is on 1. Mine's probably on 4. Yeah. You could lose 55 views. What? You could what? Lose 55 viewers, you Kardashian, you? Who, me? What the hell's a Kardashian? Those that family there? How am I gonna lose 55 viewers? Because he said something about Associated pissing me off. RC Voodoo, what's going on, man? Voodoo, Kurt, lock it is the way. Yeah, so locking it is the way to go then, Earl. So I waste my time just putting that all together. Why didn't you tell me to look? You got my phone number, guy. You could have called me and said, "Hey, guy, just lock that damn differential." Telling you. What is a Kardashian? It's those girls. That's all I know. Am I late? Infamous. Dude, you're literally always late. All right, I'm wrapping it up. No. Yeah, I think I started this like at 9 o'clock or somewhere around there. It's a drag car. They used what they had. So is that literally what it is? They just used some diff that they, parts that they had? P-A-R. No, there's no R. P-A-H-T-S parts. They just used whatever parts that they had and just said, "Hey, you know what? We got some space. Let's make a drag car. No one's got an RTR drag car. Let's do it." A Kardashian is some aliens. Look in the group and you will see it all. What did I miss? In the Facebook group? I told you to open the diff. You called me crazy. I know, but I the whole thing was I didn't want to touch the diff because it seems like the diff is fine. I was curious to know what kind of fluid was in there. Obviously, it's nothing. Should I don't want to open it now. I just put it back together. I'm just going to further strip my transmission out. Oh, man, you're killing me, guy. I don't know. For now, guy, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Just going to bolt it all back together. I will see if I'll reach out to Associated tomorrow and just say, "Hey, guys, what the hell? Go watch my 7-hour live that I just did tearing apart your transmission." Yeah, I don't know. What? I know. I'm not giving you attention, but I am now. I know. You're a good girl. What? The door's open if you want to go outside. Your claws are killing me. What? See what she does? What? You're getting heavy on my... your claws are killing me. What? Oh, you're farting again? Get out of here. Go outside. Go ahead. Go outside. Go ahead. You can go. Go outside. Go. What's that? Go ahead. Just go outside. Killing me. I love you, but jeez. Anyways, where are we here? So, Jerry, you talking about the Facebook group? Check it out. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff I missed. I know that some. Yeah, that's what she does. If my daughter was puking, I am too. She eats very well too. She gets good dog food. Just a post. Oh no, just a post you made for me? Uh-oh. I'm in trouble now. Oh no. Infamous, just send it. Yeah, I am gonna send it. Even though, so get this, like, understand what I'm getting at. Am I don't know. Would I buy this again, even knowing what I know right now? Yeah, I would, because of Smile. You know what I mean? I had a blast today. I had a blast trying to control it. And eventually doing a burnout, and then it launching straight with full left steering. But still, it launched and it hooked up and it went straight. And I know I used the word hooked and I used the word hooked up. I mean both. So the word for me means both. It can hook, like turn, like hook wrong, and it can hook up, like it can go. Like meaning power got planted, stuck to the ground, and it launched. So it means the same thing. I just use like the same word, but in my head, it's different. So that's why some people don't like some of my videos, because my wording is off, but that's me. I think I get that from my grandfather. So. All right, Smokey's RC, good having you, man. But fix that body post. The body lean. Was it really killing you? Because I'll tell you right now, it's killing me. Oh no, is it okay. Hey Earl, how's your roof doing? Do you like how I left that plastic on there? Look at all these wrinkles. God damn it. I just like to have fun, man. It is fun. I don't know. Well, I gotta put this thing all back together. Not sure what the day is tomorrow. Hey, Vector, what's the weather tomorrow? Hey, Vector. Hey, Vector. I have a question. What is the weather for tomorrow? Oh my God, are you kidding me? Alexa, what's the weather for tomorrow?
Tomorrow in Plymouth, there will be clouds and showers, with a high of 59 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 38 degrees.
Can you show me the hourly forecast?
In Plymouth, tomorrow at 8 a.m., it should be 49 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly sunny skies. At 9 a.m., it'll be 50 degrees with mostly sunny skies. At 10 a.m., it'll be 53 degrees with partly sunny skies.
Well, I should be able to
At
get out there and
11
rip it then.
It'll be 55 degrees with partly sunny skies.
All right, that's good. Thank you. See, there he goes.
You bet.
You bet. All right, James George, man, we'll see you later. Yeah, rain all day for you. Dude, Jury, it rains for you all the time, man. But you have to stay inside anyway and self-quarantine until you're okay. Alexa can barely understand Bostonian? She actually does, though, doesn't she? It's Vector that just had a hard time. But I don't. Hey, Vector, I have a question. Hey, Vector, I have a question. What is tomorrow's weather? Oh, whatever. I don't know if I've ever asked him that before. Hey, Vector, I have a question. What's the weather today? I don't know what's going on. Usually he answers. So you're going to try and set up a crawler course in your living room? Good. You got to keep yourself busy. Venom, what is going on, guy? You are late to the show, brother. But you're probably living real life. Vector, yeah, Vector's an AE fan. Yeah, he's pushing pots around right now. Whoa. See, he does a lot of talking. So, anyways, I probably should put this back together so that I can at least rip it tomorrow morning. I'll probably steal the wheels, back wheels off of this thing just to try them out with drag bug, just to see if drag bug reacts differently. It'll give me an idea of if the tires make a difference. Building a crawler course. And installed a sick body and drag wheelie bar on the max. Nice, man. All right, Kurtz RC. Good having you, man. RC guy, install it so it runs. Yeah, I know. Get it taken care of right now. It's 120 right now for you, Mitchell. Wow, God. 120? Where do you live if it's 120? Ready, set, you taking off? Mets, what's going on, guy? Mets, we had. Yeah, so Earl is saying that we had 55. I think somebody had said we had 54, and then somebody said 56, and so that, dude, that's a record. That's a record, and you weren't even here, guy. Going to have a tunnel, bridges, climbing level, and a mountain on it. That's awesome, man. You know what I'm seeing in my head, Venom? You know the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind? Is that you? Throwing the dirt in your kitchen? Through the window? Grabbing your neighbor's fence and grabbing all the plants and throwing them into your living room? Creating a crazy crawler course inside? Sunoco Twist. What is that name? That's pretty cool. Brooklyn, what's going on, guy? Chuck G. We'll see you later, man. Got it. Yeah, right. You gotta be up. You gotta be up early for COVID and coffee tomorrow morning, guy. All right, I'm gonna get it off to my face here. I'm gonna continue just putting this back together, so hopefully I can rip it tomorrow. Hopefully, I use that term very loosely. Hopefully, I can rip it. Now, these wires are actually going to want to route to a different spot. I want them up here? Probably. I think that's probably where I'm going to want them. wires going over this way? I wonder if I want the wires over here. So I want it like this. Let's see where this goes. Looks like that won't be a problem, I don't think. You know what? I'm just going to go through that center hole. These wires. Frog City, what's going on, guys? You're driving my car away, maggot. So, don't know if I like that. So I almost think I want the wires to come up and go that way. So let's try that. I want the wires to come up and all that. Hey, just pushed my screw off. Little maggot.
Fog City, it was epic. Transmission, strip screw, and body lean. Yeah, not that epic, man. Kind of crappy, actually. Why it does that? It did it again. Gotta stop doing that. What are you doing? Yeah, pretty much. He's gonna steal that motor case. He's lining up to take it. Now the two longer screws were towards the back, two shorter screws were towards the front. Amazing. I'll save my metal pieces for them in case they want me to send it to them in the mail. Maybe they can recycle it. If I could shim that. I don't think I have any shims for that. I think I went down this route before. I just need it. Good enough. No, it actually wasn't bad. You gotta think of it the right way. It really wasn't bad. It was just stupidness. Do you know what I mean? Like, I still would buy, and I know that, I don't know. I'd buy it. I think because its base is what you need. And the minorness that I found with, you know, that transmission, there being, you know, metal filings in the transmission and stuff like that. The plastic gears probably could have, is that with those plastic pieces, not the plastic, with the metal pieces being in those plastic gears, I don't know. Like I said, it's we did actually find pieces of metal inside the transmission. They were really tiny and they were stuck to the edges of the case, so I don't know, maybe in a crash it could have dislodged and got into the gears, but even then, because what is your issue? The door is open. Just go right out. Go ahead. Go that way. Just go out. The door's open. Go, go, go. So, I don't even know where I was. Plastic gears. I don't know. It's not bad. I think for the money that you're paying, right? And I can't see comments right now. So the money that you're paying, everybody's expecting perfection. You're never going to get it, especially even at this price point. And like Earl Moorhead said, the point blank fact is you are buying an RTR drag race vehicle. It is the first one ever made. So while it's not the first design drag car, it's the first RTR. I feel the smiles that I got out of this thing today. Why did that just shake? The smiles that I got out of this thing today was definitely worth it. Now the challenge is the tuning to get it to launch consistently straight. I don't know. I mean, just my personal opinion, if knowing what I know, would I buy it again? Yeah. For the money? Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's only a straight line drag race vehicle. It's nothing else. You know, you're not gonna be bashing it. If you bash it, then you gotta break it. But I'd definitely buy it again. I don't have any quarrels with it. I'm still gonna call Associated and say, hey, there was metal in the transmission. What are you guys gonna do? Let's rectify this. Yeah, throw me an upgraded transmission, Metal Gears. See what happens. I don't know. I'd buy it again. I'm having fun with it. I think that's the major thing right there, is that I actually am having fun with it. So I actually think this tower is now fixed. I don't know how, but and I think this one was leaned a little bit too, which maybe that can be fixed. But I do want to put those. I do want to somehow get these body pins down front and have them come through the actual the hood of the car, right where the real hood pins would be, and put tethers on it and just kind of give it that, a little bit of scale realism. Boy, that wheel's warped. Is that wheel like really that bent? Or is that loose? That wheel is really that bent. Look at that. All right, that's changed my mind. No, I'm just kidding. That wheel's got a little bit of a yeehaw in it. Looks like I'll be heating that up and rebend that. Actually, I got to take that wheel off. I wonder why it's doing that. It's got the yeehaw. Nothing looks broken. Axle's straight, so it is literally the plastic of the rim here is very bent. So let's see. If I had a heat gun, I could probably just heat it up and fix it. STL Scion, what is going on, guy? This wheel actually seems fine. That's nice and straight. Typical looseness. That wheel does need to be straightened, though. It's like it's cranked a little bit that way. Actually, did I literally just straighten the rim? Rim has got a little bit of something going on here. Now it's just the tire. I think, right? Yeah. Now it's just the tire just being messed up. Rim is fine now. Just rebent the rim. Now it's just the tire's a little out. No big deal. The other tire's mint. Spins forever. A bad glue job? I don't know. I suppose it's possible. You know what? The tire actually has run out. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad glue job. I just literally think the tire has run out on it. You can see the sidewall sucking in and out. So, I mean, maybe it could be the foam too. I don't know. Maybe from sitting in the box since 2017. My certificate on mine says 2017. What the hell does that mean? You probably understand that stuff more than I do, Tony. I got a certificate with this thing, and it's dated 2017, March 16th or something like that. March 15th. I have no idea what it means. But anyways, I do have the, in case Associated wants it, I can go ahead and I can send them their little metal filings, and they can recycle the metal and make a new car with it. So I am overall, I am actually still happy with it. I am. I'm literally not. I'm not a wine bag. I mean, I don't wine bag about stuff. I think it's good that at least I took that transmission apart and did find, I don't know, not enough lubrication, but maybe the type of transmission it is, maybe it doesn't need it. I have no idea. These guys have been in business for decades. So I have no idea. I have no idea. I just know that gave me, what do they call it? The smiles for miles. The DR10 from a Team Associated. Would I buy it again? I already answered that question. Yes, I would. I actually would. Because I know I'm gonna have fun with this thing. And that's the whole point. The challenge now is gonna be overcoming it wanting to hook to the right. So right now it's hooking to the right. So what I don't know is like exactly what's causing that. I don't know if it has something to do with one shock strength over the other. Obviously, the diff is not locked, but I will try the shims first. So I'll try and shim out the shocks, see if I can change the spring tension to give one wheel a little bit more advantage over the other, see if that's what irons it out. If that irons it out, then good to go. If it doesn't, I guess the next thing would be to, I mean, you're literally talking like shims, and I mean like even shims for the hubs. So I'm noticing that the hubs have a fair amount of play in it that could probably be taken out with a shim. Very thin one, but it's almost as if I could make a paper shim for it. Actually, I could use a shim that's Lexan. So my Camo X4 body right here, I have got no use for this body. I could turn this into shims. And that's all it would need. Couple of shims on those hubs and tighten that up a little bit. Maybe it'll make it track straight. Maybe it really doesn't even matter. I don't know. But we're gonna end this live stream. We're talking almost noontime. It's noontime probably for somebody out there. Where am I? I think I just saw a squirrel. So yeah, I don't know. I'd buy it again. It's like the 5th time I've said that. I'm happy with it. I don't know. Whoa. What are you doing? Don't you get mad at me. What's wrong with you? Holy crap. Anyway, they push stuff off the table all the time. I'm just going to jump on the chat real quick here. For the price, it's good. Yes. Right, exactly. Everything that you're saying right there, Tony. For the price, it's definitely, I definitely wouldn't hesitate getting it again. Who knows? Maybe even my son will get one. The only thing I don't like is I do not like there is no color option. So let's just say you and your buddy got 2 DR10s. They're the same damn color. So that's a negative. They should have at least done another body color. But in that certificate, there's actually 2 numbers. And I don't know what the certificate, exactly means. And I doubt I could get an answer, but I will ask them tomorrow when I contact them and say, hey, what's going on? I just did a live. Watch it. You might be interested to find what I found in the transmission. So go check it out. And while you're at it, send me an upgraded transmission. Why not? Anyways, you just unboxed yours and ended up looking at the stickers too much, right? Yeah. The gyro is at the receiver. Button is pressed to adjust everything. 1, 7 being sensitive and 8 is off. Awesome. Oh. Oops. I just reading the things real soon. Mitchell's RC, thank you, man. I don't know how much of a good live it was because I don't know. We had like 50. I think that the Earl said we had 55 people. I think that's a record for this channel. That's pretty damn good. And it's probably because it was titled DR10 or whatever. I think who knows? Maybe DR10 was the draw because obviously it's a car that just came out, and I don't know. Who knows? Maybe because I was actually blowing it apart. I don't know. But always, like I say, I always thank you guys because this channel would be here without you, but definitely having you guys here definitely makes it more. What's going on my tripod? Everything's just falling apart here. It definitely makes it more fun. You know what I mean? The interaction, like I say, all you guys, basically, you're coming to my house and my refrigerator does not get raided. So I'm going to close up shop. It's literally almost 12 o'clock. Thank you, everybody, for coming to this live stream. This was Shop Talk and Wrench. Live stream check-in number 72, I think it was now. And if you're interested in COVID and coffee, we are going to have that at, I don't know, anywhere from between 8 and 9:30, something like that. Tomorrow morning, when I get up, I'll put out, one of those posts that just like says I'll be going live in like an hour, something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. DR10, yeah, buy it. It's ready. It's ready to run. It's not ready to race. RTR, ready to run. Not really ready to race yet. So it's still fun. 2S, it goes. My neighbor saw it on 2S and his comment was like, oh, that thing screws. So, and granted, he's not like an RC guy, but he's seen me run my RCs. So for him to say, it screws. And obviously he also agreed that it's total Mopar. I mean, which is great. I love it. I don't have any Mopars, so now I do. All right, everybody, thank you for coming to this live stream, Shop Talk and Wrench. We've got CCXRC, STL Scion, Justin O'Neill, Gucci Skunk. You just dropped in just now. We've got Earl Moorhead, Amped RC, Justin O'Neill. I know Larry's here. Where'd you go? Yeah, Mitchell's RC is here. That's Larry. And I think literally that's it. Larry, thank you very much for that super chat. Also, I want to give a shout out to so I am literally keeping a tally, and you guys, like, once we're done with all this stuff, I know there was another super chat, wasn't there? How do I find? Oh, I won't be able to find it because it was too far back. Well, there was another super chat that somebody gave me in here. It was when he was on his way out. Oh, it was Jack Jr. Brazier. Oh no, Brazier. So thank you, Jack. If you happen to see the end of this, thank you for that super chat. You guys know where all that stuff is going to. Goes right back into the channel. But any chats right now, any super chats, stickers, any donations or whatever, they're literally going right to that next build. That's the Kyosho build. So I'm literally just I'm amassing parts. The biggest thing is going to be obviously the transmission, because I've got to fabricate a mount, which is no big deal. But I'm pretty sure that I decided, I want to talk to Earl, but I'm pretty sure that I decided to go with the Proline HD transmission for the Slash or whatever the heck it is. I don't know which one it is. Earl will end up telling me what to get anyway. And that's where it's good to have like this online help, because you get people that actually know stuff. And I'm not claiming in any way to know anything. I know certain things, and I know what I know, and I don't know what I know. So that's usually what I say. I know what I know, and I don't know what I know. So I'm just out here having a blast. Drag racing is definitely it is something that's been in my blood. Granted, this is RC drag racing, so it's a little different. I like, the real deal, but this is different. This is a different scale, a different feel, a different fun. Having my son come on over. Hopefully my wife is going to be drag racing with me. It'd be nice to get my daughter to do it. And who knows? Maybe my neighbor next door. Maybe I can get him whenever he brings out his trash barrels. I'll just drive my car right into his trash barrels and see what he has to say about it. And, he is the vice president of the HOA, and I am the president. So it is kind of funny that between our two houses, we could potentially have RC Guy Garage Dragway. Way. So, I don't know. Like I said, everybody, thank you for coming to this. I'm going to switch this around just so that I can see the screen and be able to shut it off in a proper way. So we had Victor. Dude, are you kidding me? Right as I'm trying to end it here? Wait a minute. I got to write that down. Where's my pen? Victor. I think it's Victor, right? It popped up like a second. Victor Dimas, thank you very much for that. That goes right to the cause, man. You have no idea. Like, you guys have no idea what I'm going to do. There is going to be I guess you could call it a tribute. So a tribute to all the people that are basically part of this whole... Why is this turning? Do you see that? What the heck is this doing? Oh, it's loose. All right. Victor. I like that. What's a hot dog? Dude, I need a hot dog right now. You're making me hungry. Victor Dimas. So like I said, you guys already know where all these donations are going to. It's going to that Kyosho conversion build. I just got to make a base plate. I haven't decided. I keep saying that I want to go on the, I'll probably do a poll on this. So I'll do a poll on this. It'll be like, how they do that community thing for YouTube. It'll be basically a picture. And I'll just explain real quick. So originally, this car right here, this was, when I built this is a kit car, right? This is a Kyosho Tomahawk. And after I built it, seeing the structure of this vehicle, I literally wanted to turn it into a drag car. I saw potential. I saw possibilities. Nothing is perfect, and nothing is perfect with me. But I felt as though this would be a drag vehicle that I would actually dump some money into and see what happens and see where I can take it. I do have the tools and equipment to properly make a base plate. I got a countersink. I've got drills. I've got whatever it takes, grinders, plasma cutter. I got whatever it takes to actually make something RC. If I can make something real car, I can make something RC. So just make a base plate for it. But the decision or the part that I'm having a hard time with, and I kind of want to leave it, I want to leave it up to you guys. That way it takes the weight off of me. Is, do I turn this into that Pro Street or Top Fuel type of vehicle, like a regular, do I go dragster, like length? Or am I going to go just, a regular drag car? Like, I don't know, like, what I should do. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to do a poll and figure out, leave it up to you guys to decide. I can lengthen the chassis, no problem. That's nothing. So I'll just deal with it. I've even got length of wire on the ground that I can use for the servo. You know what I mean? Just got a couple servo extenders just laying on the ground. If that chassis is got to be 3 feet, let it be 3 feet. So I'll just leave a post on Facebook. I just got to square it away, get a picture. Probably be a picture of that Tomahawk. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll just grab a stock photo of a dragster or something, or just go, hey, what should this be? So, all right, like a funny car. Should it be a funny car, like kind of like drag bug, or should it be a dragster? So I am out. Again, I keep trying to say I'm out. We're now like 10 minutes over, like what I thought it was. A 3-hour and 7-minute live stream, almost coming up on 8 minutes. So that's actually not too bad. Again, thank you guys for coming to this live stream. And like I always say, like you should do, if you're into the hobby, get out there and rip it, because you have no idea how long you're going to be on this planet for. So you might as well have some fun, right? All right, I'm out. See you guys later. Do I want to end the stream? Like I always say, I don't, but I do. I'm tired. You guys should go to bed.